All right, here we go. Episode 24. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hope everybody had a great 4th of July weekend. Any stories, Trav? Did you have a good weekend? I saw your spread of fireworks you had.
The fireworks were awesome. Dude, I got poison ivy real bad. I've been MIA, man. I had poison ivy for like 10 days. Dude, I got it on my junk.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I was going to tell you. Okay.
That's the show, guys.
It is not good. Okay. People are going to say, poison ivy, you sure you don't have syphilis? No, dude. I got some poison ivy real bad. It's getting better. It's getting better.
PR. Where's our PR team?
Dude,
That sucks, man. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, I'll drive you over to urgent care so you can get a cortisone shot.
I've been to urgent care.
Did you get a
No, I didn't want to.
Did you get prednisone?
I didn't take it. Yeah. Have you read the side effects of prednisone?
Yes. My father was on it for the better part of like 6 years.
With lungs and everything else, it's people taking it for lungs and stuff is one thing, but I was like, man, I'll just deal. I'm a man. I'll deal with the itch,
Bro, it's
I got
bad.
some cream though, but I'm decently recovered. I mean, I'm doing okay. I know. I was about 2 weeks ago. I was helping my mom. Went up to Iowa. She had this plant growing all over her air conditioner. I just barehanded it, just ripped it off, not even thinking about it.
All right, well, that's a great way to kick things off. All right, well, we're going to have a shorter episode today because we have a lot going on in the shop this week. We're reworking the trade wall and doing some things around the space to make it hopefully more efficient for everybody.
Travis is just creating work for people.
Nothing wrong with that. So, for starters, we're going to talk about Pitch Black a little bit just because it is dropping next week. I just want to talk to you guys about maybe some cards that you're chasing from the set, as well as the age-old question of when should I buy singles for a new set that drops, because a lot of people will FOMO and overspend out the gate, but just to kind of give everybody some insight on, when a good time frame is to feel comfortable with going out there and buying that big chase card if you can't pull it. And then we're going to talk a little bit about market. There's been a recent event circling X where everybody's panicking, and there's been a lot of dips in product, and people are selling off. Don't know if that's because everybody's all in on the 30th. Just going to get your guys' thoughts on that.
Yeah, market prices going down?
Yeah. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, and then Tinker time to wrap it up. So let's get into it. All right, so first things first. Pitch Black drops Friday, July 17th, which is next Friday, boys. We have our pre-release today, which is exciting.
Pre-release tonight. We've got 30-ish people signed up for it, so
nice.
that should be fun. Yeah, I think once again this is the outside of Mega Evolution, this is the 5th set that's a 1-to-1 set coming at us.
Yeah.
And so like the base set is, I don't know, 86 cards or 84
Small.
3 or something like that. So I really like the look of the Darkrai. I don't know if I'm going to go grab it. No offense. It just depends on depends on where it lands. Like if it lands at like a $60 card, probably I'm going to grab it, but I think the Morpeko EX is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's
Trav, wasn't that one you were?
Yeah, it's one you
Morpeko
talked
is
about.
probably the best one, I think.
Yeah,
in the set.
Morpeko is like it's got the normal side and then it's got the hangry side. Right? This is the hangry side. The Zorora looks cool because it's blue, tons of lightning behind it. The Chandelure is whatever.
Chandelure's by Rend.
But it's by Ren, so I'll have it.
The Zeraora is by Ghidorah. If you guys aren't familiar with Ghidorah, he did the Surging Sparks Pikachu.
Yeah.
The Typhlosion from Destined Rivals. So he's got some cool artwork out there as well.
I think the connecting art between the Gladion SIR and the Silvally is pretty cool. I love connecting arts. Beyond that, from a playable perspective, there is a ultra rare Switch, Crushing Hammer, and Brave Bangle, which I'll probably end up in 2 weeks or so having full play sets of those just on account of. But yeah, beyond that, the illustration rares are cool. The Armor Rouge is cool, but not playable. Your favorite Pokemon Delmise is there.
Ugh.
The Zarude, isn't that what's the
So there's the ETB promo.
Yeah, Zarude looks cool.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm super jacked because it's got my boy Darkrai in it. And
Yeah.
I'm going to get that card because it's by my favorite artist, Sakura, who is the queen and GOAT and greatest artist of all time. Sorry, Rin.
Tell me how you feel.
But from a playability standpoint, I am very excited because I love playing dark-themed decks. We've talked about it before on the podcast, so I'm really stoked to get Darkrai put together, even though it's probably not going to be very good. I'm still going to play it because I don't care. But I do want to talk a little bit specifically, Kraus, with you about hide and sneak. A lot of people excited for that. I don't know what you would call it. Mechanic, I guess.
Yeah.
Is there any mechanic in particular that you're kind of excited for coming out here between maybe Mega Excadrill that's been seeing some victories in Japan or hide and sneak?
No, I mean this is the world's champion format. This deck has the world champions format in it. I don't think there's anything in there that like really changes much. Dragapult's still going to be Dragapult, but it does give some opportunities for some variations to be able to play there. In our locals, at the end of the month, we're going to have a tournament where no Dragapult is allowed. And so it'll be fun to see some of these cards in there and see how people play and see how the other decks respond to it. When we went on our little trip, we played a bunch of different decks, but none of them were Dragapult. So it is fun to see something new. Dragapult is, I mean, like 9 months away from rotating, so it's here to stay for a while. Outside of that, no, there's not much. I mean, from a set review standpoint, there's not much here that has an impact. It's just like Chaos Rising. There's some stuff that may make a splash, but
How often does it happen that, players who play the game, they look at all the cards that are coming out, how it's going to change the meta and the moves, and then they make the statement like you made, like, hey, there's not really going to be a whole lot of stuff in there. And then all it takes is for somebody to figure out some sort of meta thing, and they goes to a tournament, and then it wins, and then everybody's like, "Oh, this is the best thing ever!"
So
and everybody missed it until somebody just figured it out, and now it's like, follow the leader.
So there is a player.
That's the one thing I just don't like about playing the actual game, because nobody is creative. Everybody just like, fair. That wins. Okay, let's just all play that deck.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Dragapult, which is why we're banning it for our mid-season celebration.
So, wait, let me expand on that just for a second.
I just came at him hard just there for a minute.
No. You're right. You didn't come at me. That's the state. That's the state of what we have.
It's like there can be 10 decks that are so good that they outplay everything else, that everybody has to play the exact same thing. And it just seems like a broken game.
Yeah.
That if the engineers who make the game can only make it to where the winners have to play like the 4 different things, then it's like, well, this really isn't that creative of a game. Just give everybody a build and battle deck and say that's all we're gonna allow.
Yeah. So if you did that, then there would only be like 150 people that would be able to play because their skill is that much better. Go back 10 years, maybe it was, or 15 years. Remember when the Dolphins ran the Wildcat offense the first time they ran it? And then what happened within the next 8 weeks?
Yeah, it's the same thing with Tampa's cover 2 defense back in the early 2000s.
So in the same vein, somebody's going to see this deck, and it's a small number. It may be maybe top 1,000 players, maybe top 500 players, but to really optimize a deck, you have to get games in. And you've got to get to, like kind of the general rule of thumb is to get ready for a tournament, you got to get 100 games in with that deck. For a deck to get optimized, it probably needs 10 to 20,000 total gameplays. And so the only way to do that is one person can't do that with a deck. There's a guy that was playing a specific Dragapult archetype a year ago that now has caught on and people are playing more, but he's the guy that made it. So if there is a deck out there, the big brains have to sit down and play it and put in reps to be able to optimize it for it to be really good. That's the current state of the game.
Yeah.
And that aligns itself to the game not necessarily being broken, but the game is so optimized. It's just like Destiny, right? We talk Destiny every so often. In Destiny, you have to have the right guns when you walk into this specific dungeon. Mm-hmm. You can't walk in, you can't just do scout rifle, fusion rifle, and Gallahorn rocket launcher every single loadout. You have to switch up your loadouts, right? To be able to be optimized, to be able to overcome the difficulty of the encounter. And so in the same vein, the difficulty of playing at Worlds at the highest level of competition is everybody is min-maxing and optimizing. There are no dead cards in your deck. Sure, you can run a deck like this hide and sneak, but it may have some glaring holes to some of the other decks that are out there. So it may beat Dragapult, no doubt. It may be a 80-20 split every single time. But then when it runs into another deck, it may lose 100% of the time. And so that's part of the rock, paper, scissors. And additionally, it's where the skill expression comes out.
Right, but but the first point I made was you're thinking right now instinctually that there's not very many good cards in there that's going to shape the actual meta of the game.
Correct.
Okay, and I don't know. I'm the worst guy to ask. Let's check back 3 months from now. Make a note, Jack,
Yeah.
Captain Jack. 3 months. Check back to see, has somebody figured something out where there actually is 3 or 4 altering / breaking / mechanics about whatever. But
There's another piece though.
there could be another set that comes on that then layers on a component that now makes it really good.
So this set, these guys right here, they have this ability, right? And we don't have to get into it.
I'll throw 'em up.
Hide and sneak, right? And there could be a card that comes out in the 30th celebration base
Right.
set that says any Pokemon with a hide and sneak ability does 2x damage listed or something like that, right? Because Gardevoir came out. Gardevoir was one of the strongest cards that existed. And then a couple sets later, it got support, it got Monkey Dory. And when it got Monkey Dory, all of a sudden Gardevoir went from being like it had its growth spurt. It had its
All you
sophomore
heard
in
is
high school.
Gardevoir.
Yeah, and then it went kaboom. And when Dragapult came out, it wasn't that great. And then cards rotated, other cards got added in, and then all of a sudden you look at the landscape and it's just there's just Dragapults everywhere.
I mean, even
so
Raging Bolt, when Raging Bolt dropped, it wasn't until Teal Mask and somebody put that whole thing together
Correct.
where Raging Bolt actually did anything.
Right.
And then it was off to the races.
And so broken game versus not, I love that take. And I'm not defensive of the game. It's a lot like democracy. It's not the best. It's great relative to everything else. Like compared to Yu-Gi-Oh, which doesn't rotate out any cards, compared to Magic, right? Like it's a really great game that allows people who don't know anything of what they're doing to grab a deck and sit down and play.
Well, the interesting thing about Pokemon though is that like with the game, you have beta testers and you can like do a quick hot patch. You can't do that in Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like you might be
We
able to
talked
have
about this
beta
last week.
testers, but you can't test it at the scale that you can actually make alterations because you've already printed the card 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And it's not like that you can do a hot patch. It's like, okay,
so
I
it's
told-
funny you say that because Kraus thinks that they have an emergency ripcord that they can pull
Yeah.
and drop a counter card at any point. I don't believe that, but
I think that they leave a couple cards when they put a set together. They leave a couple cards without any like design on them or the ability to sub out the design for something else in case that happens. And it's not a 3-month lead time. It's probably 6 months beforehand they're able to do it. But the funny part that I have concerning all this is there is a whole department at Game Freak whose job is to come up with how the cards interact, right? They're not designing the artwork. They don't get to decide
that would
which
be cool
Pokemon.
to be an employee on that staff.
Right. So
You
they're
know,
just
who are the
sitting there.
best of the best? Like, do they like the best thing they could do is they could say, you know what, we're gonna hire the next 10 years in a row, we're hiring the top 4 people
Yes,
from Worlds.
to give
and
us
we're just
feedback.
gonna, hey, you know, you guys are on staff, you're on payroll now, you guys are designing the cards.
And make them sign an NDA.
Yeah.
And make them sign that they can't compete in anything, and then have them sit and talk about what they think the most powerful deck is, and
Be
then
surprised.
12 months later check back in and actually see if anybody's figured out what it is yet. Because like
It is surprising that Pokemon doesn't do any like inside takes or documentaries or footage. The one thing that I saw like before I got back into the hobby, there was a video that was Pokemon doing a tour of their print facility.
Yeah.
And it showed the graphic designers doing the texture artworks on their computers for the Sun and Moon era. And so I mean it was this long ago, you know, and it was kind of showing how the renderings of the texture on the cards and them kind of working on like the mock-ups for the different logos. They showed a logo for one expansion set. It had like 10 different logo designs. And so it was like real deep inside take of what's like the inner workings of working for like Pokemon, the printing. If you guys haven't seen that video, it's actually awesome.
Yeah.
Go back and watch it. It would be cool if they came out with that for like, you know, the creators of like the game meta, you know, and like the making of the moves and
that would be really
all
cool.
that stuff.
there's a shot. They did a thing at Worlds, like right. The president comes out at Worlds after all the competition is done and gives like a 3-minute speech or 2-minute speech. It would be cool. Some of the artists are available at Worlds also for like these workshops. I don't know if you know this. There's an artist that does clay, Yukamori, and she's been doing it almost since like Neo, a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
She's going to be actually in San Francisco at Worlds, and she's got a time slot that you can get in where you can make a clay Pokemon with her.
It's pretty cool.
Like that's pretty dope,
That's cool.
right? And so they do well with the artists. It would be fantastic, I think, if they had the TCG game design team be able to have like a 5-minute intro video and communicate, hey, this is what we do and this is what we think about. And this is what was going through our head 8 months ago or 2 years ago when we designed Dragapult or, whatever the case may be, or how it interacts, or because it'd be fun to hear some humanity there of them saying, we didn't think it would interact this well with this deck. Like,
yeah.
And when we saw this, we were really surprised. Just like game devs do when they take you through a walkthrough and all of a sudden they say something like, hey, we didn't anticipate this new ability would go so well with this weapon that's been around for 2.5 years. That's just fun and adds depth. I think
I like that.
I think you're 100% right.
All right.
What's next, Jack?
All right, let's move
keep
on.
this
Market.
thing moving. So
Oh yeah, singles. Just as a reminder, when the set comes out, so right now, as of, I think it was the 3rd, starting on the 3rd of July through the end of this Sunday, you have an opportunity to find a local game store and get in on a pre-release. And that's the first time that most people will be able to get their hands on official Pitch Black merchandise. All your pre-orders, none of those will be fulfilled until after the window for pre-releases. And so in a pre-release, we saw a post the other day where there's an error pack where a kid got all gold Darkrai's.
yeah,
Right?
that's crazy.
So there's some foibles to be had there. But if you pull an SIR and you're not interested in collecting it, if you're not like Jack, who would probably cut off his left hand to be able to pull a Darkrai, right?
Get off both hands.
Okay, fair. If you pull a single and you want to get rid of it, that is your best time to dump it is before the set starts, before the set is released. Because if it's like Chaos Rising in Perfect Order, my gut says is you'll still be able to find an okay amount of it in retail stores. Buying singles, man, if you're plugged in enough to know, you just need to watch TCG Market and watch until the price kind of stabilizes and then be able to go snag them at $6, $7, $8, $12 for whatever you're looking for. The top dogs are probably going to stay volatile for a while, but most of the middle of the set and below is going to probably a week after release is going to level off on pricing.
Yeah, it's really interesting to me, specifically with Pitch Black, because it is in this grouping with Chaos Rising in Perfect Order, and it has the luxury of being dropped right before the 30th anniversary for collectors. So I do think, to your point, it's going to be easier to find Pitch Black like Chaos Rising Perfect Order because everybody's eyes are on the 30th, and they're saving money for that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Buying singles wise, I think typically the rule is you want to wait. You got to wait at least 14 days after release before you go out there and start trying to pick up your singles. And the general rule, I think, is like 6 months is when you're going to find it really settle and level off. So just keep that in mind,
Generally
guys.
found it's like 2 weeks after. More recently, it's like 2 weeks after Wave 2.
Yeah.
And Wave 2 comes out like 2 months after main release, and so.
2 months.
We basically, on Chaos Rising, we got Wave 2 about 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. About 2 weeks ago, we ended up getting Wave 2, and I think the price has, started to come down drastically. I've been seeing some social media posts about the Greninja being super low, and so...
And it'll do what...
I don't know if Wave 2s will always be a thing where they'll do that, but it's just kind of like the hype has... The initial hype is over. There's still readily available supply hitting the market. People are offloading and trying to recover for things that they've already opened. And it's about the time where you got to start kind of preparing the way for the next set.
Yeah. And just like all SIRs, right, there is a low point and then it starts to climb, right?
Yeah.
And so, the Greninja, if it's hit there or whatever the case may be, the golds, whatever. The mid-level cards though, I'm like the ultra rare playables. Those are gonna level out pretty quick because all of the people that are ripping them don't want them, and the only people that are scooping them up are players. And there's a tolerance that they'll have there. There's not going to be a $85 playable card that's an ultra rare. Even the PokePad I think leveled out at $15 or $16 or something like that. So those usually normalize faster than the chases.
I've got some singles up here, just like some prime picks, I'm going to call it. What is the current price of an Obsidian Flames booster pack?
Booster pack, I want to say
Probably $11.
I was going to say 11 or 12.
10,
12,
10 $11.
There was a lot of buzz on social media because of the mini portfolios? People were communicating that they were pulling the Charizard SIR left and right out of the little
Batching.
Yeah, so people called in and were like, "Hey,
Hashtag
you got any of those mini portfolios?" And I was like, "No. What?
What you on to?
Yeah.
What do I need to know about?
What's going on? Current market price is $12.67 for a pack of
So
Obsidian
for
Flames.
less than 2 booster packs, you can buy the Pidgeot SIR.
Yeah.
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 $21.
Dude, there's a ton out there. If you guys
Just
aren't aware.
like that's a good artwork. I mean,
Yeah.
those packs are going to be very difficult. The Coridon, $23 from S&V.
Maridon, you've
Iron
got
Valiant,
Iron Valiant.
$24.
The
Tapu Koko, $20.
is the Great Tusk on there?
Iron Hands is $13.
Oh yeah, the Iron Hands from
What?
Paradox.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can even find Paradox.
$13. That's one pack.
Yeah.
For one pack.
The Ting Lu. There's the Great Tusk to the right of the Iron Hands.
Yeah.
No, go right there. That one, I love that art. I was just looking at that card. What is it? 13
I mean,
bucks?
if you were trying to flex on somebody and you had your little collector binder and you're flipping it open and instead of buying that pitch black booster box for $278, you could buy, let me think. And this is, I filtered out all trainers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You could probably have 2 whole pages, a nine pocket binder. You fill up 2 pages side by side of really good SIRs. And they're not going to be like the chase card, but from like a wow factor, it's like, dude, you got 2 full pages of SIRs side to side. You got 18 SIRs for the price of 1 booster box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
It's a
are cards
no-brainer.
that people haven't seen because they're $8 or $9 cards or whatever. And even if you added the trainers in there, you could. I mean, there's $6 trainer SIRs, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because they're great. Once again, depending on what your level of collecting is.
The Rev-A-Room from Obsidian Flames is like $5.
The Ice Cube.
Well, I kind of
Nice
went on
to
this
you, yeah.
path here this weekend. My daughter came into my office. I was working, and I hadn't let her open Pokemon packs in a while, so I let her open 2 packs. And she opened the Hydreigon from Surging Sparks.
Oh, dude.
And I'm like, and I remember when that card came out, and it was like $90 or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You know?
That was my chase of the set.
That was
Kirigawa.
that's a dope card.
Yeah, it's $40 now.
Yeah.
I looked it up, and I'm like, it's only $40. It's like that's like 4 packs.
Yeah.
That's like 3 packs. And so I started like thinking about, man, like there's still something broken about the hobby with the equilibrium of prices for sealed versus singles, and it's just I can't put my finger on it because it doesn't quite make sense.
The main chase of the set is so heavy now that the scale just goes like this. So all the other cards are whatever, but that main chase is so heavy and the odds of pulling it.
But even on temp, the main chase of that set's still like $40.
Yeah, so that one doesn't hit. Surging Sparks with the Pikachu, Obsidian Flames with the Charizard, right? That's once again where they're all low. The
Phantasmal Flames Charizard.
Phantasmal Flames, right? All the other
that
cards
one
in
makes
there.
sense. But even like Mega Evolution Base, I think probably the most underrated set of Mega so far, and it's got like the Gardevoir and the Lucario. At least those are like $200. That's like 180, 200. But I think that's still like the recency hype.
Yeah.
More so than people really appreciating the artworks. So I don't know.
Even the terrestrial or prismatic non-EVs, the non-EVs in that set, all the SIRs in there are fantastic.
Yeah.
They're great, like the Palafin and the Iron Valiant and the Roaring Moon. Like those are
The
fantastic
Raging
cards.
Bolt's $72. I take that back. Oh, and here's an interesting one though. The Dashbon from Stellar, it's $73. That was like $20 for the longest time.
Yeah, the
That was
Tropico's
one of
just
the
went up,
worst
too.
ones.
Yeah.
And so now so people must like the doggy.
It's interesting. All right, let's keep moving here. Let's move into market talk.
Yes. So there's a couple things. You gave us a list of items to look at. One of those items is, Pokemon First Partner Collection, the Series 1. And I think there's a couple things that happen here. A, the product has been out, but B, Series 2 came. So anytime that a product has like a next version, that's going to cause some price drop.
Just to clarify,
for a
we're
minute.
talking about there's a bit of a dip in the market right now with certain products. So
Yep.
go on, Cross, about
Yep.
the series.
So the First Partner Illustration Series 1 has dropped relative to where it was at a couple weeks ago. I think it's probably dropped, I don't know, $12 or so, which is almost 15%.
The actual sealed box?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. The cards themselves have remained pretty steady, the Series 1, 4, and 7 starters. But that's, in my head, that's because you have additional products in the marketplace, specifically Series 2. And so those are going to have a little bit more of a premium than Series 1. We will get to a spot when Series 3 is released where all 3 of them combined, a set of 9 as an example, or all the promos are, that price is going to come back up, I think, because people that didn't get Series 1 are going to want it, et cetera. Additionally, you've had a drop in a couple of the UPCs. So the 151 UPC is coming off of a high of about $1,200 and it's right around $1,000 now. So once again, this 15-ish% decrease. The Mega Charizard X EX UPC has also seen a similar drop in price. So there's a couple things there. A, was it overinflated? B, did supply kind of match up? C, which I would lean into it's a guess, right? I don't have any fact here, but my guess here is part of the reasoning there is people saw last week all the items that are going to be released from the 30th. And I think that some people are either getting rid of some of their additional products that they have to be able to have dry powder to buy 30th, or they're recognizing that they want to, basically diversify or take all their diversification out, get all of their sealed out and turned into cash in preparation for the 30th. Because I think there's 12 products or 13 products coming out or 11 products coming out for the 30th. And so far, it's nuts. The market response has been crazy. Individual packs of the 30th, at least on Thursday and Friday, we're selling for like $125 a piece. Just the packs, not even the classic collection.
I wonder who the idiot is that buys it 2 months before the set even comes out, 3 months before the set comes out. Like their fear of FOMO is so great that it governs every aspect of their lives. If they're a person that's paying $1,600 for a UPC from Celebrations,
Yeah.
So
it's like you just feel bad for that person.
Are they gonna just cancel their order?
I don't know. I mean, it's just, dude, it's going to be okay. You're gonna find that product eventually. Don't be an idiot and pay $1,600 for a Celebrations UPC.
Yeah.
So I can communicate something because I'm aware of it. If you buy a product on TCG Player at this inflated price or price, whatever, and there's not a lot of volume, and then you turn around and you cancel the order, the sold order on the sales history snapshot for TCG Player doesn't go away.
Yeah, and also it's burned us several times because the consumer has the advantage a lot of times over the seller.
Yeah.
And so when you pre-order something because you want to, quote, lock it in, you want to hedge yourself. The reason you do that sometimes is you're hedging your bet that you're going to get it in early before the market price goes up. If the market price goes down, you get the luxury to just ask for a refund. Well, if the market price goes down and you get a refund, me, the seller, I've got to relist that item. And I don't have the opportunity to resell that to somebody else. And so it actually benefits you, but it hurts the store.
Yeah.
Because the store, otherwise, what the store could have done is I could have always oversold. I could have sold more than what I otherwise would have, knowing that there's going to be customers that ask for that refund. But then I get to the situation where I go to fulfill and I don't have as many.
Yeah.
And so either way, the seller is in the bad, wrong position both times. And this is a scenario where, dude, I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens. Sometimes it happens. Hey, but if it's happening where like you're going to be the person to lock a pre-order in, regardless of who the seller is, and it's just like, hey, I'm just going to shit all over the seller because I can lock it in at $1,800, and it went down to $400, so I'm going to cancel. Well, if it went up to $2,500, you're not canceling, are you?
Yeah.
No, you're not going to cancel. So it's just and it's an icky thing. It's like your actions are actually hurting. Now you think of it. Well, I'm hurting a store. Who is that person? It's a 50,000 seller. This isn't Walmart. It's not like you can make that argument with Walmart. But even if you make the argument with Walmart, it's like, where's the line?
Yeah.
The line is you still did it. It's still unethical, right? Don't do that. It's a real shitty thing that happens in this space, specifically on pre-orders, specifically through the lens that the reason and rationale I'm doing it is so that I protect myself and I'm not screwed either way. And so that's not going to resonate well with very many people, but it's a thing in the space on business. It happens and it sucks. And same thing with chargebacks for us.
Yeah. The other piece there is you've communicated this before. It feels like TCG Player has the responsibility, if a sale is canceled, to redact it from the sold sales data. Mm-hmm. Because it's
allow manipulation very easily.
Yeah, then especially in this environment, because all it takes is, and just so that we're all clear, we did not list any of the $1,600 UPCs. That we did not list any of that because A, I don't know what allocation was. That was my number one fear. And B, I just thought it was too crazy. But if we had listed 48, 96.
How many are actually selling?
We
that big of a number.
We could have logged into we could have listed it and then logged into each of our personal accounts, bought 12 of them.
Yeah.
It doesn't record you don't get charged until the pre-release is ready, right? Like, and then immediately canceled it. And it would show all these purchase prices for what we got going on. And in that, it's just, I wouldn't go as far as to say, hey, that's not right, because if they're allowing it, it's inside of some rule set. But on the flip of it, it just doesn't feel good. It's the same thing with PSA buying graded cards. You're grading them, and then you're also giving an offer on them so that you're setting the bottom on it. It doesn't feel right. It feels like that should be separated and something else should be happening. On the UPC at night, 21 have sold. Oh, okay. And now the price is down to 809.
21 dum-dums that spent $1,600.
Yeah.
Oh, it went down to 809.
It went down to 809. So the last few have sold at 809. So
Yeah.
anyway, I think there's a ton of hype for the 30th
I was going to
celebration.
say, to get back on track here, I don't think that everything's crashing and everybody should panic sell and freak out. I think a lot of it is just all in on the 30th, and then that coupled with other factors like you had talked about.
There's another piece.
Yeah.
The other piece here is we're hitting the end of convention season, like summer-ish, where people that are, for 3 or 4 months from late spring to the end of summer are buying and selling at conventions. Once again, we talked about this before. TCG Player and eBay probably have recorded data on less than 10% of the total transactions that occur for each item or the entire market.
A fraction. It's probably 1%.
Right. Yeah. And so there are a ton of people that, as an example, are in college or in the summer.
School being out is probably a thing too. I mean, all the kids that buy during school because they can share with their buddies and everything else, the hype of actually buying packs and having binders at school, and that stimuli not being there, that probably takes a decent wallet share transactionally out of the marketplace, because kids in the summertime, it's like you're going to go and buy the pack, and like your justification for telling your mom, hey, I want to go buy this.
Yeah.
Is lower.
And there's this whole subsection of people that do conventions with their kids. That's a thing, right? And so your kid's out of school. So in March and April, you bulk up your inventory. May hits, your kid gets out of school. You do a couple local card conventions. You buy and sell and trade. You have your joy with your child. Then you get ready for a summer vacation, or you're getting ready for your kid to go back to school. And then you've got all this inventory. And so over the last 10 days, we've seen a significant increase in the amount of people bringing in multiple single cards to trade in. I'm not talking like a guy on a Saturday bringing in a binder. I'm talking about receiving an email that says, hey, here's my 3,200 cards. What would you value this at? And us running through the process and then doing that transaction, right? And so we bought out a couple collections of single cards within the last, weekish that I think are attributed to, multiple things here. But one of them being, hey, I'm cycling out of my inventory right now. I'm trying to get lean because it's the end of the season. The other one is, hey, had a car accident, right? Needed some additional funds, and some things like that. But that one's always there. So I think you're seeing a couple things here, Jack. I think you're seeing a decrease in pricing for some big sealed items, specifically for number one, people are getting ready for 30th. They're not getting ready for Pitch Black. They're getting ready for the 30th. And then number two is I think they're offloading some inventory at a relative high point in the market. It's not like all of the cards are crashing in price none of that's happening by any stretch.
I also made the argument, though, that just the stability of the market price now is so fickle, because if you look at how many sellers are out there, look at how many listings exist relative to how much product actually exists. I remember about 4 or 5 episodes ago, we were talking about PSA population reports, and we were talking about the cards where over the last month, you had a sales velocity of 20 sold. There's 30,000. There's 30,000 felt hat Pikachus, or 40,000 graded, and you've only got 20 sold, or whatever the number was. And even if 1% of all sellers that had a felt hat Pikachu, the elasticity of the market to be able to absorb a heavy amount of people that want to sell all at one time, it's not there. And so when people say, well, the Pokemon economy can crash, well, even if there's the conditions that you get an extra 10% of sellers, there's not 10% of extra buyers that's going to hit the market right now at the same time to absorb that. And so market price can crash very, very, very heavily relative to the amount of quantity that actually exists out there in the wild. Right. And so it's one of those things that once you get your mind around that, it's like, dude, just and the felt hat Pikachu is such a good example. You've got 40,000 plus graded cards of those, 100 that have sold in the last 30 days. 1% of 40,000 is, 400. If 400 go up for sales, which is just 1% of the market, it's going to take 2 months just to even absorb that extra supply.
Yeah, and this, I mean, we've talked about it before. This isn't anything new in Pokemon. Pokemon's super cyclical, man.
Yeah.
Like every 4 years or so, there's a dip, and then it pops back off with the next evolution set. So
I don't even think it's a dip. It's just, I mean, for 2 years, the price
yeah,
has just been
yeah,
going
yeah.
like this. It's just like,
yeah, I'm with you. I was
Yeah.
just speaking in generalities.
Yeah. They released the set with the starters that nobody knows, right? And then they have a couple sets with the new Pokemon from the new game that, once again, nobody knows.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden they come back to their tried and true. Oh, there's a Pikachu set.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, there's Snorlax. Oh, there's the evolutions. Oh, there's a Rayquaza. Okay, here we go. We're back on it
sell
again.
everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right,
What else,
what
Jay?
time is it?
It's Tinker time.
What time?
I'm not prepared.
There's a specific noise that usually lets me know what time it is, and I'm usually hearing it right about now.
Right about now, but for some reason.
I don't know how to do this.
Ticket time. Let's go. Oh my god, man, that was all right. All right, great. All right, Tinker time. So today it's Travis's favorite game, Pictionary,
Yes.
Oh, I like this game.
but there's a twist.
Okay.
It's reverse Pictionary.
Oh no.
So the way we're doing it today is I'm gonna give you guys cards,
Okay.
and you have to describe the Pokemon on the card
Yes.
to each other, and the other person has to draw it and try and guess what
Oh,
Pokemon
no.
it is you're describing.
Oh no.
And there's one rule: when describing the Pokemon, you can't use animals because
Okay.
it gives it away. Like dog just gives away like Growlithe right away. You know.
Let me go first.
You want to explain first?
Yeah, let me explain first.
Okay.
I got this.
All right. So there is the rule though: you cannot use animals. That's the only rule.
So can I say things like tail and
Yes.
ears
Yes.
and antenna and nose?
Yes.
And, okay.
Yes.
You've already made it tough enough. Why can't I say animal name?
Because that's way too easy. You just be
Why?
like, because you know why.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So
Looney
Yeah.
Tunes, the main character on Looney Tunes, the popular one, he's
Wow.
got really big feet. Imagine the feet of, what's up, Doc?
So is this like Blaziken or Reboot or something?
So start with the feet. Really big, really
use colors and shapes.
really big feet.
Okay.
It's got an orange a little bit on the front toes of the feet with
Okay.
very, very skinny legs that goes up to a body that's kind of like Pillsbury Doughboy. Okay.
Okay.
Circular head with what's up, Doc's prominent feature on the head pointing out in a V shape with almost like candy corn colored head features.
Okay.
Okay.
Your time, by the way.
What's that?
Your time, by the way.
So giant feet.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
And real skinny legs.
Skinny legs, round shaped body, circular head with the ears that are pointy.
You got 10 seconds.
In a V-shaped formation that looks like candy corn. Fire. It's
Yeah, time. All right. What's your guess?
I mean,
Show the camera.
so if it's a bunny, right?
Yo, yes, it is a bunny.
It's either it's something in the Blaziken line, so Score Bunny or Reboot.
Bam!
Oh,
Squirtbunny.
Squirtbunny's not Blaziken, but that was nice.
Score Bunny. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, nailed it.
Okay.
All right.
When you said candy corn, I went with the nose because I thought, oh gosh, are we doing like a bird here? I don't know what we're doing.
Show the camera. There's a picture
Okay.
again.
Okay. this
I
is
mean,
great.
it kind of looks like it's like a cat bunny, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I added whiskers.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it didn't help.
That was great. Okay. Excellent. All right. So, Kraus, you're going to explain to Trav, and we are going to start now. Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Okay.
All right. Ready? And start.
Trev, think about like a flattened gumdrop. So round at the top and round at the bottom. It's like an oval, and it's kind of small. That's the main body of this thing. It's got circles on its cheeks, and coming out of the circles on its cheeks, it has it's an angle coming out of there. So you got a whisker going up and a whisker going down. The two whiskers have two intersecting lines on the top of the whisker. Okay, you got a really small mouth in the middle. And then you've got two eyes directly in between, like the circles on its cheeks and the mouth. The ears are just big circles on top, and then it's got a tail, a small tail that has 5 points on the end of the tail. It's got a yellow stomach, and it's
10 seconds.
dark orange-ish, and tiny little feet. And its whiskers
Yeah,
serve as
time.
antennas, but spice it. Okay.
I don't do well with English language. Sinichu, the mouse dude.
Wait, what's your drawing?
I did not get very far.
He was locked into figuring out what the Pokemon was.
Just try. There's no point drawing this. I just have to just listen for the future.
Try and draw it. It's just a bunch of X's.
Okay, not bad.
Oh, Dedenne.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I was thinking that it was.
That was awesome. Okay, excellent.
What's the guy's
Okay.
name? He's got the SIR in the newest set.
In the newest set? Oh, remember Perpeco.
No, the set before that.
Chinchino.
Yeah, it's Chinchino.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh,
that
my
you were
side
going
hurts
for.
from laughing so hard, bro. That was so funny.
That was great. That was great. Awesome.
All right.
Okay, we need to do more of that.
Yeah,
That's fun.
outstanding. All right, let's wrap it up.
All right.
GG's.
Thanks
for hanging
guys.
out, guys.
Appreciate it.
See you next week.
Yep.